Hi, I'm Charlotte Smith, and this is Grass-Fed TV, your place for tips and ideas on cooking through that quarter beef. Now, in just a couple weeks is St. Patrick's Day, which is why I have my beautiful green sweater on, and I'm going to make a corned beef recipe for a few reasons. Number one, the corned beef you buy in the store, you know, it's in those bags with the brine. That's actually really gross. It's not even from America. It's usually from a place like Honduras or something. They have different standards for how their beef is raised. And of course, it's shipped long distances. And it just doesn't even compare to something like you can get here, a fresh, Oregon-grown, grass-fed, grass-finished beef roast. Traditionally, for a corned beef recipe, you might use a brisket, but really any roast that you slow cook is perfect. Today, I have a ribeye roast because we have several of these in the farm store for sale that you could use. You could use London broil, a chuck roast, really anything that you would slow cook will be perfect for this recipe. And one more thing that's really good to know is that St. Patrick's Day, the corned beef dinner thing, that's really just an American tradition. People in Ireland don't do that at all. It's actually a very religious holiday there. So whether you're Irish or not, embrace the Irish, little bit of Irish in all of us, and just do corned beef. It's also just a great recipe to have, if not St. Patrick's Day, do it for Easter. You know, who says you have to do ham for Easter? We're doing a turkey this year for Easter. So here we go with our corned beef. The first thing you'll do is bring 2 cups of water to a boil for our brine, and you'll add your ½ cup of kosher salt and the ¼ cup sugar, and you just want to stir this until it's dissolved. Then take your brine mixture, pour it in a pan that's at least 4 quarts, and add your spices. We've got some pickling spice and pepper, bay leaves, and 3 cloves of garlic that we minced. And just give that a stir. Then you want to add 4 cups of water and a couple cups of ice because we want to chill this down before we put our meat in. Once your brine is chilled, you just add your roast here. And you want it fully submerged, so I'm going to add just a little bit of water to make sure it's under water completely. There, it's floating. So I'm going to check it once a day and turn it over to if needed so it stays submerged. And this is going to go in the fridge now for 4 to 5 days. After your meat has brined for a couple days, you just remove it from the brine. Rinse it with cool water. And by the way, it makes your refrigerator smell fantastic. And then just put it in a pot like this, and we need to cover it with water. And you can use water, or you can use a mixture of broth and water like I'm doing here for a little bit richer roast. And then you want to get the spices out of your brine and add them to the roast as well. Once your pot is boiling, just turn it down to simmer, put the lid on partially, and you'll let it sit for about 2 to 2.5 hours, depending on the size of your roast. And then about 45 minutes before your corned beef is done, you can go ahead and add your vegetables in here. And by the time it's done, the vegetables will be cooked too. Our kitchen smells amazing right now. This lovely corned beef roast. I'm just gonna put it on our serving pan. I've got a little steamed cabbage there, and going to surround it with some of our cooked vegetables that are in here. Look at this great corned beef St. Patrick's Day dinner my family gets to enjoy today. And I'm even going to take the remainder of the cooking liquid in here and just pour it in the gravy boat. I'm not going to thicken it like gravy. You don't need to do that. We will just pass this around the table, and you will just take a ladle of this and pour it over your meat and cabbage and vegetables as well. And tomorrow we're going to have leftover corned beef, which is great. You can eat that, or they make really super tasty Reuben sandwiches as well. Also, forward this recipe to your friends. Give them some great new ideas. And please know that we have several of these beef roasts in our farm store right now. Would love to see you out here sometime soon. Or you can order your own quarter beef. We have cows going in April, grass-fed, grass-finished beef. Thank you so much, and see you next time.